Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Here's the special lecture China Individual Income Tax. This is chapter 6. In this chapter, we'll talk about classified income IT. Includes IT on 5 types of income as follows. Income from business operations, rental income from leasing of property, gains of transfer of properties, interest, dividend, and bonuses, and contingency income. On these classified incomes, the basic treatment for tax residents and non-tax residents is the same. So, as to IT on these incomes, we will no longer distinguish between tax residents and non-tax residents. Firstly, let's talk about income from business operations. The following operating income should be subject to individual income tax. Number 1, operating income obtained by individual businesses registered in China. Number 2, operating income obtained by investors of sole proprietorship enterprises registered in China. Number 3, operating income obtained by the individual partner or partnership enterprises registered in China. Unlike service income, income from business operation is generally a continuous income, not a one-time income, and the boundary between them is not very clear. So, how to distinguish them in tax practice? According to Chinese law, individuals who engage in production business must obtain an official business license. Therefore, in tax practice, IT on income from business operation only applies to individual businesses, individual sole proprietorship investors, and individual partners. Here is the tax rate table for income from business operations. We can see that it's a 5-level progressive tax rate table. We've talked about it in chapter 3. Here are the formulas for operating income. IT payable from business operation is as follows. Taxable income is annual total revenue minus deductible cost minus expenses and losses minus annual deductible allowances. And IT payable is taxable income times applicable tax rate minus quick deduction factors. The calculation of IT from operating income is similar to the calculation of corporate income tax, and the general approach is to deduct costs, expenses, and losses from income. Nowadays, foreign individuals conducting business in China are almost always under the name of corporate, and generally do not register as individual businesses or sole proprietorship or partnership enterprises. So, we will not elaborate further. Next, we will talk about rental income from leasing of property. The first key point, when calculating taxable rental income, the following expenses are deducted in order from each rental income. The first item, taxes and fees, is paid related to the property's leasing. And the second item, maintenance fees, is borne by the taxpayer and directly related to the leasing properties. The maximum deductible amount is RMB 800 per month. Any excess can be carried forward against the same rental income. And the third item, deductible allowance. If rental received per time is no more than RMB 4,000, the deductible allowance is RMB 800. But if rental received per time is more than RMB 4,000, the deductible allowance is 20% of the rental. Be careful. The above expenses should be deducted in the given order, and order cannot be adjusted. The second key point, rental income received within a month is deemed as a single payment are taxed on monthly basis. And the third key point, tax rate for rental income. Tax rate for rental income is 20%, but it's reduced to 10% for rental income from leasing residential property at market price by individual reason. Here are the formulas for rental income. For monthly rental income not more than RMB 4,000, IIT payable is monthly rental income minus relevant taxes and fees minus maintenance fees limited to RMB 800, then less a deduction RMB 800. Finally, times tax rate 20% or 10%. And for monthly rental income more than RMB 4,000, IIT payable is monthly rental income minus relevant taxes and fees minus maintenance fees linked to RMB 800, then less a 20% deduction. Finally, times tax rate 20% or 10%. Be careful, when calculating IIT on rental income, the income should be the amount excluding value-added tax. Whether the deductible expenses are based on monthly quota or RMB 800 or 20% depends on the full amount obtained each time, not deducted taxes and maintenance fees, except for VAT. However, when calculating the actual deducted expenses based on 20%, it should be based on the net income, which is balance of full income minus taxes and maintenance fees. Here's an example on rental income. In this example, Mr. Li, a Chinese citizen, their flat located in the city on the 1st of August 2022. The rental received and expenditures was as follows. Rental income excluded value-added tax, 6 amount, RMB 6 amount. Related taxes and fees, 39. Maintenance fees, 1,200. Required, calculate individual income tax payable in August 2022 for Mr. Li. Here's the answer. Rental income, excluded VAT, 6,000. That's 3 items. The first item, related taxes and fees, is 39. The second item, maintenance fee. The total maintenance fee is 1,200, but can only be deducted 800 in August. The other 400 can carry to next month. So maintenance fee here 800. The value is 5,161. Now let's look at the third deductible item, deductible allowance. The whole income is 6,000 more than 4,000. So deductible allowance is 5,161 times 20%. The value is 1,034. So taxable rental income is 4,129. Tax payable is 4,129 times tax rate 10%. The value is 413. That's all for this example. Next, we talk about the gains of transfer of property. Just look at the formula. IIT payable is gross sale proceeds minus original cost of property minus taxes and reasonable expenses, then times a flat tax rate 20%. In this formula, the gross proceeds per transaction refers to income received from transfer of the property ownership each time. And reasonable sales expenses refer to relevant expenses on disposal of property. So, how to determine the original cost of property? Original cost of properties refers to the following. For shares and securities, original cost is the sum of total of purchase price and expenses related to the purchase. And for buildings, original cost is the sum of total cost of construction or purchase price and related expenses. For land use right, original cost is the sum of total amount paid for obtaining the right and development expenses and other related expenses. And for chattels such as vehicles, equipment, the original cost is the sum of purchase price, delivery expenses, installation expenses, and other related expenses. Here's an example on transfer of property. In this example, Mr. Li, a Chinese citizen, bought debentures of company in August and sold all of them in November in 2022. The related transaction was as follows. Purchase price per debenture is RMB 8. Number of debentures purchased is 2,000. Total purchasing commission expense 400. And selling price per debenture RMB 8.5. Total taxes and fees of transfer 414. Required, calculate individual income tax payable or missed for transferring debentures in tax year 2022. Here the answer. Gross proceeds is the number of purchased 2,000 times the sale price of per debenture RMB 8.5. The value is 70,000. Less purchase cost is the number of purchase 2,000 times purchase price per debenture RMB 8. The value is 60,000. Less purchasing commission is 400. Less taxes and fees is 415. So, taxable income is 185. RIT payable is 185 times tax rate 20%. The value is 37. That's all for this example. Finally, let's talk about RIT on interest, dividends, and bonuses and contingency income. Interest, dividends, bonuses, and contingency income are applied to a tax rate of 20%. The formula is RIT payable is gross income each time times 20%. It seems very simple, so we don't speak much. By this time, we finished all content of Chapter 6. Let's briefly review it. This chapter is about how to calculate RIT payable on 5 tax or classified income, and the basic treatment for tax residents and non-tax residents is the same. Where I want to tell you, with the conclusion of Chapter 6, my special lecture, China Individual Income Tax, was also concluded. Congratulations on following me through this course. I've said on preface. After this lecture, I will launch specialized courses on income tax for foreigners. And later again, I will launch a specialized course on foreign-related corporate income tax and other series videos about China's taxation. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. See you guys.